To another NASDAQ update. Okay, so interesting things going on at the moment. I do believe that it's potentially leading to the top of these markets. Now, this particular pattern here, I've been looking at it over and over again and just sort of giving myself time to really understand what it is we're looking at here, because it's not looking like I thought it would in the way that I thought it would. This move was never really meant to be that long. But after having a good look at these waves, I can see some interesting things, put it that way. So the first thing is that I was counting this as a regular 5-wave move before, and I don't think that's right. I do believe we are seeing something a little bit more like an ending diagonal going on here. So looking for all the clues as to what kind of ending diagonal it is, and I came up with a few different ways to look at this. But the first one, that's the most important way, is this being the first zigzag, wave 1. And then from there we get the wave A, and then the B, C, D, E, right? Now, using every single wave in this is probably really important when it comes to analyzing this type of market. You don't want to have any extra waves lying around. You need to sort of make sure that every single wave is accounted for. So that's kind of like what I've been doing in this, and this interpretation makes the most sense. So we had basically a sideways wave 2, not expanded, yeah, a little bit expanded, but not much. Expanded sideways wave 2, right? And then we had a wave 3 zigzag, right? Now, because wave 2 is expanded, I believe it has something to do with this wave here, right? This wave here being so sharp, and yet it producing a 3-wave pattern, which could be wave 5, and then a break of that wave, right? So to me, that's looking like the likely scenario here. So I suppose your stop would go up the top, and we've seen like a break of a low type thing, So that to me is a sign that this could be potentially a top, right? Other things I've been seeing up closely on this one is the potential for a leading pattern, which is not usual, but there's a few other things that sort of go along with it that sort of give it that feeling, right? So, for example, you've got this little zigzag up the top. I mean, you're probably thinking, oh, that's ridiculous. But then you've got this really sideways wave 2, right? All the way here. And then you have like what appears to be a 3-wave move, right? That looks like a 3-wave move. And then you've got this A, B, C, D, E, and then what appears to be another 3-wave move, right? So that's kind of interesting. But then also you've got this down here. You've got a 3-3 pattern. And I'm thinking, yeah, that does not look like anything that's sort of going to go up. It looks like it's correcting this move. So if it's correcting this move, then I'm assuming it's going to have more downside. So I'm seeing a 3-3, right? 5, right? 5 pattern. And then now, what are we seeing? Are we seeing a D wave in progress, right? This is the thing that is interesting me at the moment. Are we seeing a D wave in progress? And if we are we going to see it kind of create this kind of pattern that does this sort of thing, right? And then sort of just do this and then just break the lows and off we go, right? Something like that. It's potential, right? So I would not put it past it. I do think that's a big possibility. So what else can we use here? So, like we didn't quite reach the red line, but at the same time, measuring that, I mean, you can see that this move is obviously weaker, right, compared to this move down here. So in reality, it's difficult to tell, right? You've just got to use as the best kind of analysis you can potentially use. So this is what I'm using. This is what I believe is the case. Until I'm proven otherwise, it's hard to sort of change that, just given that the waves, they're all pointing in that direction. Um, if I was to use that channeling method that I was talking about earlier, I kind of was trying to with this green line. That's kind of why it's there. We did. I mean, if I could try and put the parallel channel, but at the end of the day, the wave A is very little, so it doesn't make much difference, right? So the green line itself is sort of like, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that support that this market just kept falling out of because it's so weak, right? So like you got up to like wave two. Wave two finished underneath that trend line, and then you had wave three that kind of cut through it. Four was like, there's weakness in this market, right? And then it sort of broke through it. So this is why I get the feeling that that's the kind of thing that's going on here. So, I mean, the wave four was so small, we've already seen a break of it. Like if you take the trend line from the 2 to the 4, that's the kind of thing that we've seen sort of retested at this point in time, right? You can see that that's what we've kind of had to retest as we came back to this area, So to me, it's kind of like rejection because it's done, it's topped. So this is why I have these views on these markets right now after carefully analyzing these waves, reanalyzing several times to get the right feel for it. So anyway, we'll see how we go. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.